everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I wanted to check the news with regards to China and the US and what is up and what is happening and why is it happening. Actually, I'm not even going to go to the why. If you're watching my YouTube channel, you probably have done enough analysis on why it's happening. With President Donald Trump in power, there's no point in rationalizing what he's doing. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's just that type of person. So what is we're going to see what the news is like in the market and see if we can find something new to learn. I guess before I do that, one thing that I do want to talk about is China's response to the US tariffs. So China, unlike many other countries, is not playing along with the US. It has taken a very strong position. It has taken a very defined position, I would say a very respectful position as well in the face of these tariff that President Donald Trump has put on China. So it is clear to us that China will not just abide by what the US is saying, and it is also clear that this confrontation is very real, and the US will have to back down or will have to make some changes if they want to negotiate with China. But so far, the way President Trump, the way he has led the rollout of these tariffs, it's highly confrontational, highly personal, and no respectful country would go with it. And I think a lot of folks in White House are surprised with the way the Chinese have reacted, because China, after all, it's a very strong country with lots of potential, of course. And China today is not what China was 10 years ago. So they don't have to listen to the US. That's what the Chinese government is saying. And I actually agree with that. I think the US can bully around many countries, but not China. So having said that, personally, I do think the US and China will start to negotiate in weeks to come. And I think it is in both of their interest to end this amicably. So let's see what happens next. But for now, let's just check the global mail and see what the news is like. Okay, just see. Okay, so normally, so in Canada we have the elections happening. Okay, China stops taking new orders in China for two imported U.S. made models. Okay, China not afraid. Z says as Beijing raises tariffs on U.S. goods. That's fine. Apple has few incentives to start making iPhones in U.S. despite Trump's trade war with China. Yes, that's okay. We know that these big giants will not open up factories in the US just because the tariffs are high. That's not how it works. China reaches out to other countries that Donald Trump layers on tariffs. Okay, after a day of Malaysian market slide as US-China trade escalates. Okay, okay. Supposed to fight to the end, calls Trump's bluff on tariffs. Maybe the Chinese have more patience than the Americans. We know that President Donald Trump has already reversed his tariffs on other countries, even though it's for temporary reasons. He has done that. So I'm not. I expect him to do something like that with China as well at some point. Okay, let's check Reuters. We usually have very good coverage of China. No. Oh, so I cannot watch this. So I'll have to go on myself and watch this. Let's check the markets. Okay, here it is. This is very interesting and wanted to share this with everybody here. So this is what the mood is like in China, and this is how they're going to treat the Americans, and this is how like seriously they're taking American putting tariffs on them. Before China announced new retaliatory tariffs, the Trump administration privately warned Beijing not to escalate. Officials also urged President Xi to request a call with Trump, but instead Washington woke up to fresh Chinese tariffs and no call. Source CNN. So I think this is real news, but just goes to a couple of things. First, the officials in White House, they kind of expect Chinese and other countries to understand the situation that President Donald Trump is narcissistic and he's very hard to control, and that you have to be nice to him. So maybe Americans and people around him like to do that, and they found some success. But foreign countries, especially those that are on their own feet, They're not gonna do anything like this. Everyone wants to be treated fairly, and that's what's happening here. So China basically said, no, like screw you, and we're not gonna play around. And the Chinese did not call, and not only that, went ahead and put the tariffs on. So let's see. I think President Trump will have to eventually have to start China, but he has to treat China fairly, and you cannot just bully your way around your partners to come in and try to sign a deal. No, no one's gonna do that. I think even Canada is not gonna do that. Okay, that's it for today. Until next time, goodbye, everybody. Also, before I go, I did want to take a look at Alibaba stock. You can see it is trading around $108 a share. This is down quite a bit since I last made my video. So we are in middle of tariffs escalation by the US. So some are saying this is a tariff war. But anyways, you can see that Alibaba stock tanked with the whole market. It went below $100 a share, and now it's trending higher. And with the news coming out right now out of the White House that they will give lots of exemptions to electronic products and other products from China, that's pretty good news. So I expect the stock to go even higher in the short term. But again, honestly, we need the macro situation to get better. We need some sort of certainty between the US and China. Until then, I think the stock is quite risky. Uh, if I, yeah, take a look at this beautiful ramp up. It went from like $80 to like 140, just amazing. Anyways, I think eventually it's going to come back up, but when, I don't know. Um, at this time, I don't own any Alibaba shares. I did sell all my positions over the last few weeks, but I will get back into it at some point. If I check Twitter, I see some folks buying call options. Great. $13,000 worth of call options. That's good. Uh, April, June. We all know Baba is crown jewel. Okay. Baba technically ready for another explosive move up. See, I don't do trading based off of technical analysis, but I think we just have to wait and watch and see what happens. Uh, I do think Donald Trump will have to take back a lot of the things he has said, and eventually U.S. and U.S. and China will have to come to an agreement. Okay, that's it.